10 most common mistakes in writing MBA application essays. The first 5 mistakes are around the approach in writing the essays. The most common mistake among all is disconnected dots. Remember the 5 things: background, MBA, short-term goals immediately after MBA, long-term career goals, and a vision and impact through your career, through your life. These have to come together to tell a story. This is the most important part of most applications, something that will help you not only in getting interview calls, but also in facing the interviews. Number 2, lack of takeaways for the reader. When you just kill the word limit without adequate giveaways for the essay. For example, look at this question. Describe a situation in which you displayed leadership. While answering this question, of course, while you have to describe the situation, the essay is not so much about the incident that happened. The essay is about you, and you must ensure that you are giving adequate giveaways through the essay. Remember, make your essays personal, with an emotional appeal in them. Third, and a very serious mistake, is suggesting non-convincing career goals through your essays, something that ends up having a negative impact on the outcome of your application. Candidates often suggest generic career goals, such as managerial position at a multinational firm. It doesn't convey much. Or wishy-washy answers, such as a position that helps me realize my true potential. Not convincing. Please always suggest a specific profile in a specific industry. Next mistake: too specific career goals. For example, senior analyst with an investment management firm specializing in patient capital. Think, how many companies in the world specialize in patient capital, and then how many of those recruit from the business school that you are applying to? So keep your career goals practical. Generic is bad, but being too specific, to an extent that school starts doubting your employment chances, is also bad. Next mistake: impractical career goals, or goals which are not in sync with the strengths of the program. For example, you want to pursue a career in supply chain management, but you are applying to a school that does not offer concentration or adequate number of electives in the field of operations and supply chain management. That would be a misfit, affecting your chances of admission. You need to look for an exact fitment. That would be rare, but a broad fitment is healthy. For example, if you want to pursue a career in the profile of a marketer in the real estate industry, you need not look for a school that is good for both marketing and real estate management. That would really limit your options. Remember, an MBA always prepares you for a role, not so much for an industry. For example, if you carry education and skill in marketing, you can be a marketer for firms in various industries. Let's look at the next mistake: lack of reasons for why MBA. Please convey your conviction by suggesting a bouquet of reasons for why you need an MBA. Here is an elaborate list of what all one can gain from an MBA program. Please pause the video and see which all of these resonate with you. Number 5. Lack of reasons for why the particular school that you are applying to. Once again, give a bouquet of reasons. Here is an elaborate list of the factors that may influence your decision. Please pause the video and absorb these all. Conduct your research on these lines to figure out the reasons that are beneath your interest in applying to the programs you are applying to. The next 3 mistakes are around the content of the essays. Not understanding the question. Example: please discuss how a recent global event has impacted the way you perceive leadership, both generally and personally. While writing an essay on this topic, most of the students will end up spending most of the essay in describing the event. While this topic is not so much about the event, the topic is about you and leadership. The reader is interested in knowing that how you perceive leadership and how the perception has changed since the event. So before you commence writing the essay, please understand the question very well. If needed, take a second opinion. Mistake number 7. Not addressing each part of the question. For example, please pause the video and try to identify all parts of the following question. You have to write a statement of purpose, yes. But what are the parts? Personal experiences, professional experiences, decision for pursuing management education, short-term goals, long-term goals, why the degree at this point in your life, specific interest in the particular business school, and any other information that the AdCom may find useful. One question, but this has 8 parts. If you are not addressing any of these 8 parts, your essay is not doing justice to the topic. Let's look at mistake number 8. Lack of flow in the essays. Very common problem. An essay must always flow. This error happens when one thought doesn't lead to another. Next mistake, back and forth. One of the most common problems in essays. Avoid that. Before you begin writing an essay, please think of a structure. There are 2 ways we would suggest for ensuring a proper structure to any essay. The first way is to move in the chronological order. The second way is to club similar information together. Next 2 mistakes are around style of writing. Artificial style, writing in a way that is not natural to you. Using force-fitted vocabulary. Using unnecessarily flowery language. Trying too hard to impress. And generally, all of this happens out of some preconceived idea that you may have about how these MBA essays should be like. While the fact is that there are no fixed rules or styles, the content needs to be impactful. And your naivete in your original style of writing is only going to make your essay look personal. It is something that is going to work in your favor. Don't lose that. Mistake number 10. A mechanical feel in the essays. Writing a resume-like content, a very common problem we see. Avoid that factual tone, a technical tone. Rather, tell a story, the story of your life. What all have you done so far? What all do you want to do? Why do you want an MBA? And why the particular school? That is the crux of the matter. Next, having weak sentences in your essays. For example, once a student began his essay through this sentence. During childhood, my parents taught me to be responsible. That's all. The first sentence in a statement of purpose. Our feedback was that it is a very meaningful thought, but convey it in a convincing manner. And later we came up with this version for the same message. Read this. You will find the second version a lot more impactful. So avoid weak sentences in your essays. A small tip that we will give you is to avoid very short sentences. Relatively, it is a lot more difficult to make impact through very small sentences. We promised you 10 mistakes in MBA application essays. But in these sessions, we often come up with a bonus mistake, a mistake so obvious that it should not ideally cut into the list. Number 11. Compromising on your ethics. Using incorrect information in your essays. Essays from previous students. Using templates. Fake certificates. We will not elaborate on any of these. All we would say is that remember, MBA is not the end. It is only the means. And we are sure that you know what's worthier. On that note, we rest our case. This was the concept, friends. To get a strong grasp over the entire MBA application process, please watch all the 20+ videos in this series. Thanks for watching.